Hello, 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 and welcome to our pre-match show, Decision Day 2023 Atlanta United at FC Cincinnati on Saturday afternoon. Kickoff just after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I almost said Eastern Daylight Time.
Almost there, not quite.
Almost there, Eastern Daylight Time, but not quite yet. How's it going?
Good. I don't know what to feel right now. Normally it's like this anxiety of just being ready for the match, But it's it's really one of those where it's like I don't know what to think until the final whistle and then the final whistle of all the other Eastern Conference games so that we know who we're playing
Yeah,
in the playoffs. So I want to see, some decent tactics. I want to see nobody get
yeah.
injured. I mean, 3 points at the end of the day doesn't matter, but it'd be fun because that'll give them kind of a boost, I hope, going into the playoffs. But other than that, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. Doing well. Cautiously optimistic about tonight. So just to kind of reset it for everybody, Atlanta United could face one of three teams, either Orlando, Columbus, or Philadelphia. One of those three teams, depending on what the results are from today, will determine who Atlanta United faces. And just to kind of reset, Atlanta United will start the playoffs on the road at their ultimate opponent, I should say, and then the whole match, and then back on the road if necessary. So just kind of reset and just to get you reacquainted with this new playoff format that begins this year. So I think everyone has kind of um, their opinions of it, their opinions of what they feel, how they
Yeah.
feel about it. So
How do you
yeah,
feel about it, Sydney?
yeah. I feel like at the end of the day, more matches could prove a detriment to players from a player's safety standpoint. Um, I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, it is what it is. It's not going to change now. Um, just deal with it. Just hope you win. Just hope you win first and foremost.
Yeah, when we talked to Pineda on Thursday, I asked him about the mentality of this team, considering the difficulty in playing an MLS on away matches. Right, they're going away today. And then they're obviously going to be going away for the first match of the playoffs, no matter what. And he said, it was actually kind of funny because he joked around. I asked him that question about the mentality, and he was like, "I guess you've been like scouting my film sessions because this is exactly the conversation that I've been having with them over the past week or so, which is first Cincinnati. This match tonight is a kind of a dress rehearsal, I think, in a lot of ways for Atlanta United because they're coming into this, they're not going to, I don't think Pineda's going to roll out a prime starting 11. You have to factor in rest, things like that. Totally get it. But what I do want to see is how they handle the adversity. You're playing against the best team in the league. You're away. If you can pull out a result here tonight, that's going to be huge for your confidence going into when it really matters, which is in a week and a half or so, whatever. So yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be very interesting to see. It could be a springboard. Who knows? But ultimately, they have to get those results away. And that's what he said. When we get to the playoffs, we're going to push to get that first win, no matter what, because then that flips the entire script so that when the other team comes back to our house, to the Bins, it is much more likely that we can get the result that we need to just go ahead and move forward. And it puts the onus back on the other team because at that point, it's a must win game for them. So, there's a lot of ifs and buts and what ifs, but I think it's the right mindset to have. So hopefully we see it tonight.
So we are not there, Tyler. The two of
No,
us are
we're
not there,
not.
obviously, but you know who is there.
One member of our crew is there.
Yes, one third of
Honey,
Stars and Spikes. What's
what's
Lost in
up?
up?
Cincinnati.
How goes it?
Are you
What's
lost?
up?
Well,
I'm
clearly,
lost a
because
little
it
bit in
says there.
Cincinnati. We've been here for a
Google
while.
Maps.
A lot of Atlanta fans.
Yeah, is there?
I got an
I
email
see
saying
Tina behind you.
156 season ticket holders came and 27 people from supporters groups.
Not bad.
Nice.
It's really good.
Decent amount of people.
How far are you
Feel
from
like-
the stadium?
I'm sorry.
How far are you from the stadium?
I'm like a couple minutes away. We're finding another tailgate at the moment.
You got time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
gotta-
like I feel like it's not it's not like going to Nashville or anything like that, but it's a relatively easy trip from Atlanta to Cincinnati. The flight's not super long. I feel like tickets for plane flights aren't super expensive. So, yeah, good to hear that there's a decent amount of support up there in the Queen City.
Lineups yet?
No lineups yet.
Not quite. So really
No, it
quick,
is.
I'll throw this out there just for everybody that isn't aware yet. If you win tonight, if Atlanta wins tonight, you're going to be playing either Philly or Columbus, most likely, right? And this is coming from Mike Conti, by the way, he did some math. An Atlanta non-win and a Nashville non-win means that Atlanta's going to be 6th seed, which means, again, they'll probably play Philly or Columbus. An Atlanta non-win plus a Nashville win will be Atlanta versus Orlando. They'll be the 7th seed.
I'm
So
gonna
that's how
throw
it
up
plays out.
I'm gonna throw up Conti's tweet just so it's kind of there, so
Yeah.
everyone can look at it and see, just for easy access. But yeah, there it is. What Tyler just said. I think we talked about it on Wednesday. Who's our kind of preferred opponent? And it looks like Orlando. There's a chance, obviously, but it looks like things might be leaning a little bit more towards Philadelphia or Columbus. And we talked about it on Wednesday, maybe because Orlando's like the quote unquote rival. People may want to take on Orlando. But like we said, I don't think any of us really want a part of Orlando just because they finished just such good form. Granted, you want to play whoever you want to play, right? And you don't want to feel intimidated or feel like you can't win against anybody. But yeah, I think Philadelphia, Columbus would certainly be better matches for Atlanta United. And just for me personally, I think I said on Wednesday, probably leaning slightly toward Philadelphia because you beat them at home, and of course you got blown. You got blown in the first half at their place, but then again, the chances of that happening again are going to be slightly less, or a lot less, I should say. If you're able to get a result there, I'm thinking ahead. I don't want to think ahead too far. If you get a result in Philadelphia, if you draw, go straight to penalties, and then anything goes from there. And if you win that, you get back home and give yourself half a chance to advance. So, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I like Philly. I
Yeah,
would like to face Philly, I should say.
I like Philly. Tommy, are you still lost?
No, I think I'm like 3 blocks away from this park.
I don't do it on purpose.
But yeah, it's like right across the street. So it's like just an open public area, and they sell alcohol
that's
there
cool.
before games, and then
They just,
I think some of the supporters groups march from there over to the stadium.
So I mean, how are the vibes? Like, how are the supporters groups?
Oh, it's pretty good. I mean, we've seen a lot of fans everywhere around here. We actually went to this place called The Pitch before. Ran into some people, and they pretty cool place to watch Premier League games. They had a bunch of people there for the Chelsea Arsenal game, which was a crazy one.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I can't get that word.
Gave me a
I ran
little bit of a heart
into,
attack.
A Chelsea friend that you have, Tyler.
Oh yeah,
5 takes. He's,
yep, Glenn.
he was not happy.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was not happy for about 75 minutes of that game, and then I was.
Yeah, he was not in a good mood.
So Man United beat Sheffield United away. So Tommy, I know you're in a good mood based off that.
It's a start to a good day.
Well, yeah.
And we all started off with like hoodies. It's beautiful out here. I think it's like 65, 68 degrees.
Something like that.
Nice.
Not bad.
It would have been a
Not
really
bad.
bad day if Manchester United had lost to Sheffield.
Damn
I don't know if
straight.
I would have watched the Atlanta United match.
We had it on for a little bit. Unfortunately, it was on Peacock, so the problem with
Oh yeah.
streaming services is it's hard to find.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
A couple bars I saw specifically said that they have Apple TV, so like obviously to show the games.
Nice. Nice.
Nice. Very nice. Well, glad to hear you enjoy your time down there, or up there, I should say.
Down there
No
for me.
lineups yet. Yeah, down there for you. Up there for the two of us. So, but yeah, glad to hear the weather's great and the vibes are great, and looking forward to a good match. No lineups as of yet, so we'll continue to kind of stall for time here.
You look like you're getting all of your steps in, and you also look like you've been walking next to like a quarantine building for the past 5 minutes, because it's just like chain link fence after chain link fence.
Oh, it's a weird neighborhood around here. Like there's some real nice parts, and then there's some like take the wrong street, turn down the wrong street. It's not a good idea.
It's a really nice venue.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
beautiful
beautiful.
venue.
And it's like it's not too big, so like you could. My son tried to prove me wrong. He ran all the way from the top to the bottom in like a couple minutes. Oh, lineups came out.
All right, let's talk about lineups.
Get it
Hold
up.
on.
You got it.
Pull them up. Yes. Pull them up. Seeing them the same time you all are seeing them.
Interesting.
There's no Brooks Lennon.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, he's in
No
the
Brooks.
he's in the team sheet.
He's in
but
the
not
team.
starting.
He's in the team, but not starting. Yeah, only change. Essentially preferred 11 for Pineda, except for Hernandez. So interesting to see that. I don't think it's a knock for Lennon or anything like that.
No.
Should we be concerned?
I mean, unless something happened like yesterday, but also Brooks Lennon.
Or he ran into a cone.
Yeah, I know. Ryder slipped on a mat.
Slipped on yeah, exactly.
But also the dude's played more minutes than just about any Atlanta player this year, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't get called up to international duty because I guess the U.S. soccer just wants to shaft him. But so he's played a ton, and he never stops. He never gets subbed off. So I mean, give him some rest.
I think he's among like I want to say like the top 5 players in MLS when it comes to minutes. And I'm just looking it up right now just to keep myself honest. But he's a horse. He's a workhorse, and he's like pretty much out there every single match essentially. Top 10.
Yep.
Yeah, just looking at his stats right now, 32 starts. He's played, I believe, every single minute of those starts of all 32 matches that he started in. He's not played in only 2 MLS matches. That's incredible. I mean,
yeah,
perhaps like you guys said, Pineda's reasoning there is to just rest him, like you guys say, and like Edgar was saying. Dan, just kind of ease your mind a little bit. That's probably the move there. It's a good move.
Well, I'll also give you guys a conspiracy theory, or maybe a tactical piece of genius. I don't know. We'll find out. You put Ron Hernandez in, and we've lost Tommy.
Tommy's gone.
You put in Ronnie, and you open up the possibility of using this game to kind of experiment a little bit. And by experiment, I mean switching to that kind of pseudo back 3 or 5, whatever you want to call it, in certain situations. Because that we saw, in a bit of a bind earlier this season, we saw Ronald Hernandez get used as like a third center back. So I wonder if we see some kind of little nuances with maybe the normal 4-2-3-1
to try to neutralize Cincinnati's attack. I think. Yep.
And then in that way, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Ronald sitting back more than you would normally see Brooks Lennon, because Brooks likes to get forward so much. And then really, really trying to push things down that left side, playing out of the back, and then trying to play long off the right to Saba. So really curious to see. I don't think you'll see, Ronald trying to like drift into the midfield. I mean, he might, but I just doubt it. That's just not his game.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't just chalk this up as a simple like for like sub. I think this is a little bit more. I think maybe Pineda's trying to see, some options going into the playoffs.
Yeah, they bring different tactical skill sets to the table.
Yeah.
So, good to see TRA out there.
Yep.
In the team after that concussion scare he had against Columbus. Good to see him back out there doing well. Apparently, he's in the team tonight.
Yep.
Do you think we see Lennon tonight at all?
Probably for like, I would say maybe
minutes.
20, 30 minutes at the end. Yeah. I think because you don't want him to go cold either between, I mean, it's been 2 weeks, then you're going to have another week and a half after this. So I think they'll give him some time just to give him a run out. Yeah. Like you said, Jamal Tiare, his first full day of practice was Thursday when I was there at the training ground, which is good. I mean, he was on the tail end of that concussion. And then the one that I was really hoping for, didn't expect it, but was really hoping for was Ozzy, because Ozzy is also back training with the team, but I didn't expect it. But he's a good ace in the hole to have in the playoffs. That would be really, really good to have him back, just as a possibility if you really get into a good position in the playoffs where you do have to try to hold a game down. Bring him on and let him do his thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so that's a Lennox lineup. We're still waiting on Cincinnati's. I'm trying to figure out, okay, are they going to go with a preferred starting 11? Are they going to rest players? Remember Acosta. Acosta may be the MVP front runner if he hasn't clinched it already. Golden Boot could be still up for grabs. If he scores a hat trick. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Now, if he does score a hat trick and Bwanga does not score tonight, the Golden Boot belongs to Acosta.
Yep.
Due to assists.
Yep.
So maybe that's something to watch.
I'm not watching Acosta score a hat trick on decision day against us. Don't even put that out there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he'll even play the whole match. I mean,
no.
There's no reason to play the whole match. I mean, you've clinched all you need to clinch, and the last thing Noonan wants is his star player getting injured. So I don't think you see him for the whole match, for the whole 90. This makes no sense.
Yeah, that's a half at the most, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Then see maybe the younger guys later on.
Yeah. Let's see. While you're pulling up, if Cincinnati's about to come out, but Dan throwing up a pretty good shout. He said, "I'm betting Muyumba's more of a second number 10 today with Ronald as the double pivot, because Miles can get out to cover the wing if needed." Yeah, I mean, and I think that kind of goes to just don't expect Ronnie to do what Brooks Lennon does. I think it's going to be a little bit different. I think you're going to have some nuances there, and that's good to see. Hopefully that's what happens, because they're not the same player, but from a coaching perspective, you want to be able to tap into what they are good at and use them in a way that's going to better your team. That's called the plan B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever that we've been hoping for all season. So that'd be a good tool in your back pocket to use in the playoffs if you need to.
Yeah, indeed. And for Muyumba, he won't be exactly a second number 10. For all intents and purposes, that could be what he is. He has really that flexibility, I guess, where he can affect things on the attack, and he's that kind of player. So, yeah, interested to see how he factors into things, rather in the midfield, and again, hoping that you shut down their attack, because again, they didn't get to the Shield on accident.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, they have 55 goals. I was gonna say. I mean, they're kind of in the middle. They aren't like Columbus at 65 or Atlanta at 64.
Yeah.
It's kind of they're in the middle, so to speak. So, but Acosta is their guy. He's their man. They're number 10, and yeah, you got to stop him.
Yep.
And like you said earlier, have to give yourself some momentum going in to the postseason. Because if you take a 3-0 loss, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. Although I think about in 2018, and that was at this match, the match against Toronto, where if they had won, they just won the Supporters Shield, and they lost like 3-1 or something like that. It wasn't pretty. And they ended up winning the whole thing. I'm not going to say that's going to happen this time around, but
I mean, I'll take that history repeating itself because we did start off this season very similar in terms of just points acquired to 2018. Now, it definitely went on a roller coaster ride after that. But, you know, I'll take all the superstition I can get. Cincinnati being stingy, putting out their lineups.
Yeah, here's Cincinnati's lineups that just came out. So let's take a look. Costa starting, Vasquez, Bajdi, I should say. So relatively first choice lineup for Pat Noonan against Atlanta United. And I think we can agree a lot of those guys will be probably removed at some point in the second half, if not at halftime, just to prevent injury. So yeah, a little surprised. Well, I think I said on Wednesday that I feel like he'd start a preferred 11, and it looks like he did just that.
Yeah.
But you have to figure guys like Hagelin, Nick Hagelin will get in there. Santos is going to get in there. Raymond Gaddis, he's going to get in there. So no use playing those guys, playing your starts for 90 minutes in a match that ultimately has no bearing on your playoff spot or your playoff standings since you already clinched the Shield. So any surprises for you?
No, not really. I mean, I think it's going to be, for both teams, one of those matches where you have 45 minutes of let's just get everybody the time they need, right? And then 45 minutes of let's just see what the freaking is going to be a friendly, I think, at that point. So, and I'm not mad at that. I think your biggest thing for either team, really, I mean, because we're talking about this from an Atlanta perspective, but it would be devastating for Atlanta to go up to Cincinnati and obliterate them somehow at home. Now, that's not a precedent that's been set, but I'm just saying, like, we've been talking a lot about don't let Atlanta get beat really bad, go into the playoffs, but Cincinnati, I mean, Pat Noonan's thinking the same thing. Like, you don't want to, at your final home match, final match of the regular season, to go in there and just crap the bed. And then now you have to deal with that. Even though you're the Supporter Shield winners, you have to deal with that going into the playoffs. Yeah. So, you know, it does make sense to kind of match these up evenly, right? Throw out your more or less starting 11, make some little tweaks if you need to, and then just see what 45 minutes looks like. And at that point, you know, if something goes bad, then you've got a little bit of a excuse so that you're not down on yourself, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm really curious. I think the first 45 minutes is going to be very telling for a lot of things, and the second 45 minutes is going to be just fun, whatever. Hopefully fun for us.
Yeah. I'm sticking with my 2-2 lineup. 2-2 prediction. What about you?
If I change it now, does it count?
I don't know.
I'll tell you the reason I say that. When I said 4-2 to Atlanta the other day, I was joking around, but then I had to stick with it. So, but then I went on the Cincy Soccer Talks show after that night to just chat about the game with them. And I told them the same thing I'm telling you now, that I don't ever go on another show and disregard what I said on my show. I'm not that kind of person. But I never meant a 4. I don't think Atlanta's winning this 4-2. I actually went back, and I might get a lot of hate for this. I actually went back and said I think 3-2 Cincinnati personally. For a lot of the reasons I just said. You know, I think both of these first choice starting 11 could lay some goals on each other. But then I think in the second half, I think it might get a little stupid, and you never know what happens. So we'll see if Tommy agrees, if it does come down to fruition that it is 3-2 Cincinnati, if he likes the fact that I changed it and I end up tying him for the golden
Yeah.
prediction.
We'll let it ride this time.
New rule.
Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I think obviously all the normal stuff. You guys, we got some stickers on the way out. We have our stickers that you can go check out on scarvesandspikes.com, on our shop, the website. And if you're not already a part of it, patreon.com/scarvesandspikes. We're doing our watch alongs. We're doing updates from the training ground. We're doing chats with other MLS and soccer insiders. So it's not a lot. It's about the price of a coffee or two for a whole month.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
we appreciate it. It definitely helps us because this just does cost money, and we're not going to ever try to hide behind that. So we appreciate it, though, and we appreciate all y'all support this entire season. It's been a
Yes.
really fun one.
Indeed. So, yeah, we're looking forward to the playoffs. Looking forward to this match too, but then the playoffs after that. So, we'll definitely be with you all throughout the playoff run of Atlanta United in 2023, however long that may be. Hopefully, it's a long one.
Yes.
But however long
Fingers
it would
crossed.
maybe we'll be. Yeah, exactly. We'll be with you from start to finish. That is Tyler. Tommy was here. I'm Sydney. We'll see you next time.
Go save Tommy from being